I studied abroad in Barcelona, and I lived with four other girls, and I knew two of them before I went to Barcelona. We decided to be roommates here. I'm a comms major, and they were both comms majors too. Yeah, we did have like a few rules just about like noise and stuff because we had neighbors. The positives of living on our own was like we were always on our own schedule. We could eat whenever we wanted. We could sleep whenever we wanted. Like we were in Barcelona, so we partied a lot. We would basically, stay up all night doing whatever. Get up at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon unless we had class, and then just go out again. It's just like a constant cycle of like doing whatever we wanted. And if we had been with like a parent, host family, that probably would have been a little awkward. I guess the negatives would be that like we didn't have like the real like Spanish experience. Like other friends I had who had host families, like they would do like the whole Spanish lunch, and obviously they would get to like experience all of like the Spanish meals and foods and stuff like that. So we obviously just went grocery shopping and would buy American kind of food and cook American food, but it would have been cool to get the Spanish side.
I studied in Valladolid. It's a small city in Spain. I lived with my best friend from school here. We decided to do it together, so we decided to live in the same house together. Our program set us up with one. We filled out like a little questionnaire, like if we had someone we wanted to live with specifically, and then like if you preferred a smoking or non-smoking home, and they tried their best to like accommodate you. We were supposed to live with the family, but it ended up just being this lady who was around like 40 years old. She was like really nice, and like we had a lot of fun with her, but she worked like all the time. She would leave before we got up for school, and then she wouldn't get back until like 10 at night. She didn't have that many rules for us since she was younger. A lot of people lived with like really old people who had really strict rules about like 5 minutes only in the shower, and like you're not allowed to take food out of the fridge. So ours was pretty flexible. The positives were that like we didn't have to worry about like finding a place to live or like getting furniture or paying bills or anything like that. When she was home, she would make these like really huge lunches. You spend all day making it, and then you eat for a couple hours, and like that's a really big thing in Spain that we got to experience like only by living with her. Just culturally, they have a lot of different times for meals than we do. Like they have a tiny breakfast and then a huge lunch, not till like 2 or 3. So you have to like wait all that time until you get to eat. One of my friends studied abroad in Madrid, and he lived in a dorm with Spanish students. So that was like a ton of fun because you still get the cultural experience and you're still practicing your Spanish, but you're living with like kids your age. And so they're going to show you a lot more like fun things to do than like an older person could. That's what I would do.
If I could go back, I think I would also live in a dorm situation, because then, yeah, you do get the like the experience of being with other Spanish students. That way, you get like the language and you get the new people and everything. And like living with all Americans, like we only hung out with all Americans, and we just like basically hung out with other CEA kids. So like we were just a bunch of Americans hanging out in Barcelona.